This is without a doubt one of the best planned, laid out and presented dirt tracks I've been to anywhere in the world. Royal, you have done a right royal job of your speedway.
Thank you.
Congratulations. You must be very proud.
I am. It's very exciting. This was kind of a dream of ours. I had when I totally lost my mind and actually took over a racetrack in '93 in Las Cruces. I never dreamed it was going to lead to this. And then after a few years of that, I had El Paso. I had some partners, and we had El Paso and Las Cruces. And then my track manager and I decided that, wow, cool would it be if we had a track in between the two cities. Mm-hmm. And this freeway here is a connection between I-10, I-25, and Highway 70, where they all come together, headed to El Paso. So you got 3 lanes of traffic going to and from El Paso. We're right up against the freeway. Location. Ask any real estate person.
Well, I mean, and the best part is because of that location, it's so visual that fans driving right past will go, hey, is that a racetrack there?
Fans, truck drivers, the El Paso people are, at worst, from the east side of El Paso, it's 40 minutes to here. People on the west side of El Paso, it's about the same distance as coming from Las Cruces. For people in Las Cruces, it's the same distance. Now you come towards El Paso instead of going towards Deming. And this is right up where you can see it. The other tracks were just old. I mean, they were nice, but they were built in the 70s. And,
yeah.
You know, like most
tracks, if not the 50s and 60s.
One thing I'll promise you, there's no tracks with ADA rules and drainage rules. There's more rules building a new track than you can shake a stick at. I don't even know how many handicapped bathrooms. But you know what? We're finding a lot of handicapped people come. So yay to the rules makers for accommodating those people, because they're starting to come out here. We get a lot of people in wheelchairs, and our old place, a woman couldn't even go there. I mean, it was a rough-ass parking lot and just hard to. So this is catering to kids and women. Men will go to any place to go.
That's right.
I have this place really nice where you can come out and have a party, play some cornhole, have some beers, have some good food, and maybe see a race. I don't know. You might not want to. You might just have a good time out there.
Come to a nice night out and a race breaks out.
Yeah.
Without sounding sketchy, you took me into the bathroom. I got to say, it's like something you expect at an NBA basketball game or a Major League Baseball game.
I would venture to say I've never been to some of these real nice tracks like Lucas Oil, but I'm pretty sure they don't have bathrooms like that. Refrigerated air bathrooms at that, with mirrors and nice, beautiful floors, and it's a beautiful bathroom.
Well, I get the feeling this is a way of life for you, though. The way you've done this is the way you probably operate your business, just at a guess. This is not like, I'll just do something completely out of my zone.
We try.
Where did you learn that ethos? Did you get it from your father, or is it something that you just picked up yourself with how you do things?
I worked all my life. My dad always worked hard, and you learn most of your ethics from your parents. But my dad wasn't neat and clean. He was more of the messy guy, so I'm the neat and clean guy. Or I try to be. But.
You must have frustrated him, and he must have frustrated you.
But he did put a lot of work ethic. He and my mom, and that's what I do. I mean, I work. I love to work. I work day and night, and even though this is supposed to be my fun, and I still race. I have to keep racing, but being at the racetrack can be work. We have to keep it all in mind and not let everything get to us, and not. You know, as nice as people are about this track, they still have to come complain because their old me home got spun out and we didn't call it right, or they scored me in 6th, and I mean they scored me in
13th,
and he really was 13th.
Yeah,
but him and his mom think he was in 1st.
But the good part is, because you are a racer, you bring both pairs of eyes to this. You bring in an administrator, a business owner, a family man, a spectator, and a racer. You've got all of the vantage points covered. So surely if you learn from every bit of that, you get what you need.
Sometimes these people are right. We do make some mistakes. And what's happened, our girl who does the scoring, our lady, even though, you get used to the transponders, and now the transponders run that scoreboard. We've never had that before. So it's easy for her to be on automatic. And so recently we had to re-implement the plan where after the white flag comes out, no matter how great the transponder systems are, get out your old napkin and piece of paper. 1, 131, 12, 11, 10, 9, write them down, and just in case, because that thing, if your transponder is not hitting, we're going to tend to go off what the computer says, and the computer might not be right. So
you mentioned the flag stand, Royal. I got to tell you, that might be one of the tallest flag stands I've ever seen. Did you plan it that way?
Well, I don't remember why they went so high. I know we had an insurance guy out here, and we were going to make it down a little bit lower and have, but I forget. He talked to Rue, the track manager, and they decided instead of cutting up that beautiful fence we just built to just go above it. So hopefully no flagman will ever get hit by anything. I don't think any of us can see him.
Now, how often do you race
But
here?
we can see the lights.
That's important. How often do you race here with your car?
Every Saturday night, and lately it's every Friday and Saturday. So like last weekend we ran sprint cars Friday and Saturday. This coming weekend we run modifieds on Friday and Saturday. And the following weekend, I'm not only going to miss the Knoxville National, I'm going to miss this race, and I'm going to be at the Rolling Stones concert in Denver, Colorado. I actually had tickets. We had tickets for the Rolling Stones in May before all this started, and they got sick, and so they rescheduled on a race night.
Royal, how are you going to get no satisfaction if you're not at the Knoxville Nationals, mate?
We have been getting it since 1965 with Mick Jagger.
So you're a way back Stones fan?
Since I was a little kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Favorite song?
I don't really have a favorite.
I mean, there's billions, isn't there?
I like all.
They're timeless.
And all their stuff is good.
So you play Start Me Up here for your, your opening track and stuff like that, a bit of Brown Sugar and Painted Black. Can you do me a Mick Jagger and just sort of strut around there? Incidentally, your commentary booth is basically soundproofed. You've got carpet on the walls. That's something else that nobody really thinks about. You've thought about a lot of little things that are not visible to the eye, and you go, wow, that makes sense. This room doesn't echo.
Yeah, we even in this track, it's quite an odd angle. At one point I was going to face the east. The predominant wind here is from the southwest, so the wind blows across here. So the wind, 95% of the time, if we do make dust, and if it's a slight breeze, it should blow it towards the freeway, not towards the people. Last Saturday night it was raining to the north of us. The rain came down over there and pushed, and we got dirt in the people's faces, which I hate that. I hate to get dirt in the people's faces, but it happens. We also turned it, I was going to face it north, but then I got to realizing that if I faced it north, the afternoon sun would be right in your eyes. So we turned it 25 degrees this way, so the sun sets to your left and not in your eyes when you're sitting here in the afternoon before the sun goes down. Now the sun's coming down a little earlier each night.
So I noticed that then turn 3 and 4 would hold the moisture a lot longer into the night, purely because of the shade that would be cast.
Yes.
That's one of those things. I see you've got a nice big NOS energy drink sign on the corner there. We love that. The NOS energy drink Knoxville Nationals, presented by Casey's General Stores, is where we are headed. So your son races as well, and he's Royal as well. You're a 3rd generation Royal. He's a 4th generation Royal.
I'm actually 2nd, and he's 3rd.
Right, but there'll be a 4th, I'm sure.
Everybody calls him Bumper, so most people don't know his name is really Royal the 3rd because everybody knows him as Bumper. He's quite the modified driver. He won the championship the last 2 years in Las Cruces.
Yep.
In the modifieds, and I won the modified championship the year we took over that track in '93, and I won the sprint car championship last year.
Is that right?
In the final, so I got the first and last.
That's cool. That is very cool. It's a fantastic facility, mate. You have done a wonderful job. As you said, perfectly located. The stands are great. You can lean on the walls back there and look over the top of the fans. Your flag stand's fantastic. The pit area is great. Literally, you don't have to put a foot on dirt as a spectator here at all when you walk in here. Even from the car, you don't have to.
Right. If a couple from El Paso had come to Cruces to eat for dinner, or vice versa, a lot of people in Cruces go to El Paso and El Paso. If they happen to see this place and maybe the woman's wearing heels and a nice outfit, come on in. You fit right in. You're never out of place here. You're never going to twist your ankle on a rough parking lot like we used to have out there at the fairgrounds.
So we're talking here with Royal, who is the owner of one of the most amazing speedway facilities I've seen anywhere in the world. The Perth Motorplex in Western Australia reminds me a lot of this. It's a state-of-the-art facility. Royal, when I was a kid, we played a punch buggy, where if you see a Volkswagen Beetle, you usually punched your friend in the arm.
We called it slug bug.
There you go. If I had played that in the last hour with my father driving every time we saw an MVT truck, neither one of us would be able to lift our arms. You have an amazing fleet of trucks. How many do you have in your fleet?
About 1475, I think is what it was this morning.
That's remarkable. I know that's your life and that's what you do every day, but that is a remarkable fleet of trucks.
Thank you. Just so you'll know too, look, there goes one pulling one that wasn't so fortunate. Our record pulling one of the operator trucks.
How's your timing on that? Well played, Royal.
You can sit here and see an MVT truck go by like every 5 or 10 minutes. Just as you mentioned that, there was one going the other way. But you know, we're the most fuel efficient company in America.
Really?
And we use a lot of our country engineering, which is usually race engineering.
Yep.
So Our trucks have less parasitic drag, they're more aerodynamic, we have easier rolling tires, we do different things to the suspension, we use right oils and this and that, and we do that for fuel mileage, so we can run down the road with less need for horsepower. However, if you wanted a race truck, like from North Carolina to LA and back, if you open mine up, we'd spank their ass. We basically lapped the field. We did like Steve Kinzer in the 70s, or
right up to the 90s.
I would say Donnie Schatz right up to Mr. Sweet.
He's having a great year.
He's having a good year, as is David Grau. There's quite a few guys have, but man, those top three guys are really something.
How did
they found something?
Oh yeah. How did Jason Johnson come into your life, Roy?
Oh wow, we were having an ASCS national show, and I hadn't seen Emmett Hahn in a long time, and he conned me into having a national show on the way to Yuma, so we went to El Paso Friday and Cruces Saturday. I think that first year we did both nights in Cruces, and I'd never even heard of Jason Johnson, and he came to my office with a brochure that he'd printed up and all the reasons why Jason Johnson could help us acquire drivers around the country and all the things that he could do for MBT.
Yes.
MBT was just on his car. And I kind of thought he was about half full of baloney, but his presentation was so good, and he was so forthwith, and he was so wanting to do this, and he was just so sure of himself. And I called him later and I said, I'll help you out next year, we'll do something. And then he started telling me, and of course then he went on and won the ASCS National Championship, and he told me how his dream was to be a World of Outlaw, and how in 98 through 2000 or somewhere in there he had gone to work for Steve Kinzer to totally learn the business and all the things that Steve had taught him. And of course I was on Steve's car back then too, and me and Steve were pretty good buddies. And he really you could tell he was totally dedicated, and a lot of times he wouldn't ask me so much for money as much as information. He had a fuel card, he had this and that, but he would send me, he worked on becoming an outlaw for at least 2 years before he finally did. He actually lost one sponsor from Australia, which I totally understand.
Mm-hmm.
The guy's a zillion miles away, and he wanted to be an outlaw, but Jason didn't feel like he was ready to be an outlaw. And so that guy pulled out, and he found other people. And then of course when he brought me these P&Ls and performance on what he was planning to do, and he had it. He had leaned everything in the bad way, like more cost for tires, more cost for motors, not winning too much, and what it would take for him to get by. And his presentation was like, man, I wish I had a sales guy that could do a presentation like this. But it was really something, and I helped him a little more, and a lot of other people kicked in. And he becomes a World of Outlaw, and first year he breaks his back, as you remember. And anyway, he recovered from that as he would. And so we're on quite a few sprint cars. We're on some ASCS sprint cars. A couple of World of Outlaw cars.
Craig Kinzer is a great friend of yours.
And we were on Steve and Craig. ASCS, we're on a handful. A lot of local people. Some people I might give them an old wing. Some people I give them $200. There's people who get money like. Maybe I would say Kinzer and Jason Johnson, who I've probably sponsored the most. But we don't do anything super big, but it's real good, and we help a lot of different people just because we love racing. Of course, I love seeing MBT out there, but it's not like it actually gets me. I was going to say that.
Get ready, Murray Bridge. The brand new season of Speedway is not far away. Saturday night, September 28th, Speedway blasts back into life, and it's the first New Bullet Demolition Derby of the season. It's been a long, cold winter, but now it's time to get back racing. Kids 12 and under get in free, so lock in the grand opening night at Murray Machining and Shed Speedway, Murray Bridge. Check out murraybridgespeedway.com for more.
Yes, the greatest show in town!
We're also, besides in trucking, we're also in the tire business. So we have 10 tire locations, starting in Laredo, El Paso, Las Cruces, Tucson, Phoenix, and 5 locations from Bakersfield down to San Diego, and a recapping plant. So Craig's car for the Western Swing, when they first went out there, after Florida, then Florida, Texas, then New Vegas, and they're out there in California for about a month. So Craig ran Border Tire, where
It's a relevant market. Yeah.
And we're Michelin. We have anywhere from ag tires, car tires, but mainly truck and loader, and and ag. So we're actually been working real hard on one of Craig's other sponsors, Southern Pacific Farms.
Great family.
Very, very good.
Great family.
And I bet you a lot of those people will buy tires from us if the price is right, just because we also support racing. You know how racing people do. Racing people support racing people. We
It's the way it's supposed to be.
It's the way it should be. But anyway, racing's a sickness, and we've all got it.
Thank God.
In some way or another.
Thank God you've got it.
Yeah.
Can I ask you about Bobby? You must have phenomenal respect, like we all do, for that incredible woman. Yeah. The courage and the drive and the passion, even though when she was at her most lost point, she still knew deep down in her heart that racing was her life, and that Jason...
Yeah, I don't know anybody that tough, and I don't know man or woman. And most people have never lost anyone. They may have never lost anyone in racing, but to lose two and to still be in it, that's...
Yeah.
She has courage and strength from above. I'm sure she still gets strength from Jason and strength from Kevin Kilbrath, and it's just, I don't know how she does it, but she does. And
there's a little guy that's knee-high to a grasshopper.
Yeah,
I reckon he plays an enormous part in her will to keep on pushing.
Yeah, and that's just tough. I mean, it's tough on the little boy, it's tough on the family. I don't know if you know his parents also. His parents lost his daughter.
Kayla, Jason was racing in Australia the night that she was in the car accident, and he got the news that the next day it wasn't going to be, that she wouldn't be around. He couldn't get home. He had to wait for a flight the next night, and he went out on the track and won that night. And the place, honestly, I still get goosebumps. The place erupted. So it doesn't surprise me that Bobby has that same fierce desire to stand up and beat her chest and say, no, you will not get me down. There's been days when she's had to be on the floor, but she's remarkable.
Right after that happened, I would talk to her. I used to talk to Jason almost every Sunday anyway, and then I would call her and we'd talk, and I'd put her on speaker, and my wife usually couldn't stay in the room because she would just get too choked up listening to her. But man, she just had the strength. But you talk about feelings and things, how he won. I don't think I'd won a main event. I used to win all the time, but I'm getting a little older. But then the competition's all getting better. But I still race good and hard, and I still have a lot of drive. So Philip came out last year after Jason had died, and he helped me with my car. So that night that he was there, he and Brooke came out, and we actually put. My car is one of Jason's cars, but we actually put the sideboards with a 41 and left the 131 on the tail tank. And I don't know what Philip did to my car, and I think I'd helped, but we waxed their ass.
Did you?
Oh man, we kicked the crap out of him. And it was like, I think it was his birthday. It was not too many weeks after he had died, and at that point, we all realized that the Forever 41 that we had on the front of our wings also meant he will forever be 41, and more than one time. He was 41.
Wow.
He was 41 twice. I mean, he was 41 as his number, and will forever be 41. So that's...
Why do you do this? Why do you do this sport? Clearly you could be laying on a beach somewhere if you wanted to be answering your phone occasionally and running a trucking business in Florida. Why do you do this? Why do you build a stadium like this and pour millions of dollars into our sport?
I think we just, an old engine builder might just say, we're all here because we're not all there. But anyway, Dick Sweat used to say that. But, I just love the sport, and I love helping in ways that I can. I mean, people helped me when I was younger, and, the fact that I'm able to, I like helping people. I mean, I don't want people to just come pounding on the door. And sometimes I help people, and I just don't tell anybody. One of your good friends, I've done that to 2 or 3 times, and it's just because I don't need to be. I'm not trying to pound the stuff. It's just I just love racing, and I love a lot of the people in racing. It's quite the family. I mean, it's a total. People can be. I don't care if you're dead broke or a billionaire. There's people and they all just come together. Look at some of the people out in California. Look at some of the people in the East that support and take care of these racers and. Some of Jason's, one of Jason's sponsors out of Pennsylvania, you wouldn't know that guy had 2 nickels to rub in, and he's probably worth more than anybody I know, but you would never know that. I mean, it's good stuff and good people.
You don't need me to tell you this, Royal, but I want to. I want to say thank you for what you do for, you've known Jason a long time. I've been very fortunate to be friends with Jason and Bobby since the early 2000s when they came down to Australia and raced World Series sprint cars. But you do a lot, like you just said, for the sport and for people, and you continue to raise the bar. And I wanted to meet you firstly to come here today, but I wanted to put you on the road to Knoxville when I heard that you were driving right through your backyard. Thank you. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you, and just talking to you on the phone, you guys all sound the same.
Yeah, I know.
So until I saw your face, and I remembered I met you last year.
Yeah, with Paul Sides.
Bar and Grill.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure they were throwing you out. Maybe they were throwing me out. I don't know.
Or dragging you in. I'm not either way.
But thank you for what you do and always helping. I'm telling you what, when I saw you and I said, hey, didn't you do that video?
Yeah.
Jason, that was pretty touching. So thank you for that.
It's really good to meet you, Royal.
Thank you.
Have a great time at the Stones.
All right.
Make sure you watch Dirt Vision while you're there, okay?
Yeah, there you go. I got the phone.
And get out to this incredible raceway. Where do they find you on social media at this track? What's the best way?
VadoSpeedwayPark.com or Facebook and Instagram.
VADO.
VADO, Vado. You all probably say Vado. We say Vado.
You say tomato, we say tomato.